Austin shaking his head. That means we are ready. And action. What's up, my YouTube family? See, I'm making myself laugh. Maybe we do that again? Maybe we don't. Really? Who cares? Who cares? We're not here for an intro. We're not even here for me to talk. We're just here to show you guys freaking awesome RVs, and that is what we are going to do. This thing is a giant RV. We're coming to like 32 feet on this RV. So guys, I'm gonna tell you, please, 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 I want you to do like 4 things for me. First thing, smash that subscribe button. Second thing, if you find any content within this video somewhere informative, interesting, entertaining, enlightening, give us a thumbs up. It really helps us help the YouTube gods recommend other people to us. The third thing I'm gonna say, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys would like to see. That way I can help you guys answer more questions in future videos. And the fourth thing is, please go subscribe to Growing Up Garage. It's another YouTube channel trying to help kids learn about tools. That's it. That's all my commercials for this thing. All right, guys, an E450. This thing is awesome. Sunseeker by Forest River. We got 2 slides. We got a driver slide and a passenger slide. And this is gonna be a bunkhouse model. It's friggin' awesome. And now that we are done with it, it is even better, because look at this. No more chrome. We've blacked out the hubcaps on this thing, and that's it. We make RVs cool by blacking out the hubcaps, and then we're done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Haha. All right. So we also happen to add a black grille, and we didn't get to do a black chrome bumper, but we put our winch bumper on there, guys. And you can't tell me that this doesn't look insane. It's amazing. It's just friggin' sweet. It's got our name in it right there. That's always cool. So this can hold a 12K winch, no problem. You can put that in there. It has your shackle mounts right here for recovery purposes. If you need to do that, that's going to be nice. This also comes with holes on the bottom of it. So if you want to do a front receiver, you can, and it just bolts up to the bottom of this bumper, keeping it simple and easy for you guys to continue adding on pieces and parts. So we call this our blackout package, and of course you can see why we're blacking out a lot of the parts that were normally chrome on there to make this thing just look really nice. Now, as you jump underneath here, you'll see a ton of other black parts on here. As you can see, those modified beams under there are extended radius arms, coils, Fox shocks, and a Fox steering stabilizer all on the front of this thing, just making this thing a beast. This thing is gonna drive so nice on the road and even better off-road, which is definitely always a plus. It's just friggin' awesome. So what we've done on here is a 6-inch kit. Now, you guys may ask, why would you ever want to lift your RV? Why? That's just stupid. Well, because these things come so low to the ground from the factory, which is never a good thing. That's Chris, dude. Look at that. That guy's the man. Give us a... He's the one that threw down the awesome welds on this bumper. So, you know, we got to give credit where credit's due. He's the man. So, a lot of really cool components on this, and let me show you guys. So this is still going to maintain, it keeps all of your sway bar on there. We do a sway bar drop bracket on there in order to lower it down to compensate for the lift. But now there's no need to run an expensive aftermarket sway bar on there. We just keep the factory one, and it works really, really well. Now, we started talking about these hubcaps, but what's more important than the hubcaps is going to be the tires that we're running on there. And this is going to be a set of 235/85 16 tires, an E-rated tire. But the other thing is you're going to see how much room you have in here, which is always important. And I want to say, even on this, you know, if this was my RV, I would probably actually come in here, trim this back about another inch, because you can see when this was installed from the factory, they didn't do the greatest job. And I would get even another inch of room in here on this wheel well, which would be even better. Now, maybe that's overkill and it's not necessary, but it's something that I would just do just because. So in the back of this thing, it was sad. It had airbags. I know a lot of you guys recommend airbags to a lot of people out there and be like, oh, just put airbags on it. They're awesome. They'll lift it. So we're gonna go jump to the install video of this and show you guys, let's go talk about airbags, show you what was going on in this thing before, because it was just, I wanted to say it was poop. Usually we're showing you these without or with the tires on it, so it's really hard to see just how negative this leaf spring is, and of course that is not good. Now you can see in here is that this RV came equipped with air ride suspension on it, so it has these really nice double bellow. So each one of these is called a bellow, so this is a double bellow bag. All of the air is out of this bag right now, and you can see that they don't really have a lot of room in here. And you can see that this now, once you air up this airbag, is going to push the rear end down and give you more height out of it. Really what I want to point out is the first thing is just that spring is horrible. In order to get a good ride out of that spring is really difficult. And that's why a lot of people always recommend, like, oh, put a heavy duty sway bar on it, do this to it, do that. But really the problem is going to be that leaf spring. And so many of these coaches are just overweighted, and this is a 32-foot coach, so that's why they put this on there, to try to help get it to the normal ride. So if we come in here and we'll measure it on both sides, but you know, roughly we're at about 4 inches right there, and in the up here, you know, we're 4 1/4 of an inch. So that's sitting it at ride height, totally compressed. Now what we're gonna do now is we're going to fill up the airbags to show you the difference in height that you would gain running an airbag like this, and then talk about why I don't like it and the negative. So let's fill it up. Ready? Watch this. It's like magic. Ready? Ooh. That's it. That's all we got. Like, might be able to get a little more. What are we at? What are we running for pressure? 112 PSI to get us to there, which, that's a lot. Okay, so we have gained, we're at 5 inches. What did I say we were at before? See, 4, I was at 4, see? I just get so caught up in telling you. So we gained an inch of height out of the back of this RV. Now, it looks like practically as nothing is done, and like he said, we are at 112 PSI in this bag, which to me is a lot. Like, if it's not a lot, comment below. Let me know what you think. And we gained an inch out of height out of this. Now, here's where it's going to be completely negative. This suspension now is not going to move except for down a little bit. So now, essentially, you might as well have taken a piece of wood and stuck a piece of wood in there and be driving down the road, okay? That's what you've accomplished. Yes, you've got the height. Now you have like bricks holding your suspension up. Is that good? No, not when I just paid $80,000 for a motorhome. That's not what I want this thing to ride like, and that's what I don't like. I will tell you, if you needed more height out of your RV, I would tell you, put a block in it. Get the height out of it with a block before I put the airbag in. Now, what is this airbag good for? Say you want to tow a trailer and the trailer has a lot of tongue weight. Okay, you put the trailer on, you can put some air in the bag, it's gonna bring it back up to compensate for the tongue weight of the trailer. It's not an all the time fix. It's a, I'm towing with my vehicle and I need some more height out of it to keep it level. I would also recommend using weight distribution bars if you're going to be towing with it. That is a lot better setup because it's also going to put pressure on the front wheels as well. So there's just pluses and minuses. We're gonna do a whole nother video in that. That's gonna be fun. But we're pulling this thing apart. We're putting our Baja Grocery Getter kit on it. We're gonna put a brand new set of springs in the back of this thing. It's gonna be amazing. I will show it to you when we're all done. But if any of you guys want airbags, here's a set. I'm taking these out. These are garbage. I'm putting them in the trash. Like, guys, airbags. And you know what I think was even worse about this? What does it say? Equipped with ride. What does that say?
With Ride Right helper springs.
Ride Right helper springs? Okay. So, this fancy little sticker in here that says this was equipped with Ride Right helper springs. Let me tell you guys, there was no helper spring in this RV. There was an air nozzle there in order to pump up your airbags so you could completely fill them up so that you have no suspension movement to get this to a normal ride height because it sat so low in the back from the factory. So if you see that your Class C is equipped with a Ride Right, it's not right. It's not right. What they've done is added airbags to it because the coach has been overloaded. And granted, this is just my opinion. This is my 2 cents. So if you don't like it, you know, throw it out the window. The rigs come overloaded. So now what they do is they put airbags in there to get it up to the height so that it can sell. And then they tell you, hey, it's got this awesome Ride Right package on there. And I'll tell you, if your RV is sitting low in the back, before I put airbags on it, I would tell you, you know what, you might want to consider just putting a block in the rear of it to get the rear of it up. Not even run an airbag. Not to mention, a block in U-bolts is 200 bucks. It's cheap. You can even do it yourself. So here to help you guys. And what I'm talking about is let's go look at these springs compared to the springs that we're putting in these coaches. So guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is the set of springs that we took out of that RV. Now granted, I guess if you were to look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottom springs technically could have been added into it because it's not really fit right, but it does have a slightly different setup. So maybe they did add some Ride Right springs to it. You know, who am I to judge? I'll tell you why this looks like a normal pack of 350 springs. It would have had an overload after it. And you can see the difference how from the factory they put these little spring plates in there. So they added a whole bunch of springs in there in order to get it to be better. Now what I do want to show you is this awesome person right there. That's Alyssa. So when you call, you talk to her. Since we're just showing off all the killer people here at Weldtech Designs, it's not just me. It's all these awesome people here with me. So I'm just a goofball that shows you all this. So guys, this is the set of springs that we're putting in your RV. You can see this massive arc. I mean, really, it almost looks like a bow and arrow. Like I'm gonna be shooting things out of it. This set of springs, when it goes on your RV, is going to give you the lift that you need. It's also going to ride so much better, guys. I'm telling you that like with utmost sincerity. The difference that a set of springs like this is going to make is going to be huge. I will also want to point out this, not to mention, so you're going to have the arc, which is going to give you the lift. That arc is also going to make this spring longer, which is going to help make the ride smoother. The other thing that you can see on here is this double wrap right here. So this is also going to make your string stronger because this second spring is supporting this first spring right there at what we call like a weak point. And most of the time, I'm going to tell you this, we don't see it on RVs. Do see it on some of the other things that the spring will want to break here, but I don't usually say that on an RV, but you can just see how much stronger that's going to be. So there's a lot of differences in there, and when you ask, well, why are the springs so expensive? You get an idea of what all goes into this set of springs and how massive these are compared to this stock set of springs that sit negative, as you saw in this part of the video earlier. So lots of poo-poo. If you guys need a set of airbags, I got them. Come by, get them, they're free. I got lots of them. Let me just tell you, we take lots of them off. So let's go check out the rest of this RV. We're done talking about springs. So it is definitely difficult to see in this RV, and that's why I wanted to take you over to the springs and just show you what they're gonna look like static sitting on a pallet. That's great. So on the back of this, guys, we've also done powder coated just the stock hubcaps, which is key. If you really wanna save a bunch of money, I definitely recommend just powder coating your hubcaps. It's gonna change the look and, you know, for not that much money. We've also added the Fox shocks to the back of this, and this is also going to maintain your stock sway bar in the rear. All we've done is we've moved the sway bar down about 4 inches to keep all of your bushing sitting at a normal, you know, maintaining those so they're not tweaked out. Anyways, guys, a lot of stuff going on in this RV. I think this RV is going to be really cool. This is a bunkhouse model RV, and if you want to see the inside of this, I'm going to show you right here with this card, and that's going to do a bunkhouse comparison video of 2 RVs that we here have at the shop. So I hope you guys found that this video was somewhat informative. Not only did we talk about the suspension setup in the front, but the suspension setup in the rear, including these awesome things that everybody recommends you put on your RV, and I don't recommend it. I'm just not a fan. That's just my opinion, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Poo-poo. That's all I got, guys. I hope you found this informative, because by now you've given me a thumbs up. You smashed that subscribe button. I'm forgetting what I'm talking about now, you know. And leave a comment below. If there's a question that you have for me, I would love to answer. If you have any questions for me about airbags, about suspension, about any of this stuff, I would love to answer it for you. Comment below, let me know what it is, and I will do my best to answer it, give you my 2 cents, guys. I mean, that's all it is. It's 2 cents. It ain't worth much, especially in this day and age where the dollar, we're just going nowhere. But anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.